Okay, so let's go ahead and call Hasan Piker the super left socialist Joe Rogan. I think that's like a really good analogy, bro. But the difference is that Hasan's general takes are consistently egregious, bro. They're always bad, bro. He blames victims for being victims. I thought that was like the exact opposite of how that party liked to move around and do things. I thought if you blamed the victim for something, then it was bad, but only when you don't like the group of people who you're blaming. I think that's kind of how that works on in the left's mind here. But either way, let's go ahead and counter this immediately. Let's see what he has said today. Guys.
But first, to our chief congressional correspondent,
Let's
Chad
do it.
Pergram. Not quite Rogers and Hammerstein, but he's got a problem called Piker.
Maybe Sondheim, perhaps. Well, this interview last night, it had everything, John. A debate about canon law in the Catholic Church and Sharia law in Islam. But Abdul El-Sayed also touted longtime progressive chestnuts, like Medicare for all.
It's going to cost the average Michigander a whole lot less than they pay right now. The price of the program is going to be substantially less for an everyday person who's out here who can't afford their health care and worried about losing their health care with their job.
There were questions about men competing in women's sports and sex changes for kids, but the conversation devolved into a debate about private parts. That's where El-Sayed likened circumcision to genital mutilation. El-Sayed also pitched reparations for slavery.
We need to have an honest conversation about the incredible debt that was put upon black folks as a function of slavery that we have yet to pay. I just think that it's past time to have that conversation. That shouldn't be a crazy thing.
Democrats must hold the Michigan Senate seat to boost their quest to capture control of the Senate. But Republicans believe that extremism from El-Sayed could undercut his chances and harm Democrats across the board.
We're going to take Michigan in that Senate race, and we're going to take it for one simple reason. It's common sense versus communist crazy. And don't believe my word. Listen to what El-Sayed says, right?
Now, Democrats have held both Michigan Senate seats since the late 1970s. That's except for one term in the 90s with Spencer Abraham. El-Sayed faces former GOP Michigan Representative Mike Rogers this fall. John?
Really interesting evening last night. A lot to talk about in the wake of that. Chad Pergram for us, teeing us up this afternoon. Thank you, Chad.
Thank you.
Sandra.
All right. Abdul El-Sayed's close relationship with controversial far-left streamer Hasan Piker is becoming even more complicated after these comments from Piker about Michigan State Senator Jeremy Moss's support for Israel.
If Jews in America keep putting this idea out there that they are singularly invested in Israel, eventually someone's going to come around and take action, not against the state of Israel, mind you, but against American Jews.
El-Sayed responding directly to those comments by saying, quote, "My commitment to Jewish safety is the same as my commitment to the safety of my own daughters. I want to be crystal clear. Nobody speaks for this campaign besides me and my campaign spokespeople."
I hear you. But unfortunately, you are aligning yourself pretty closely with him to basically utilize his overall base of gigantic base of followers and subscribers here. You're literally attempting to utilize that to prop up your campaign, right? Because you know, like everyone else knows, that the people who are pretty much aligned with your overall ideology all basically worship at the ground of Hasan Piker. The nephew of Cenk Uygur from TYT.
Let's bring in former White House press secretary and Fox News contributor Ari Fleischer. Well, how's that going? Ari, welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this has been incredible to watch. I mean, now here's El-Sayed remarking, this was a presser today, on Jeremy Moss in the wake of those Hasan Piker controversial comments on Jews. Listen.
You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat the idea that we have disagreements, particularly when it comes to foreign policy and the best use of our tax dollars. That's not about hating anybody. I'm grateful to have grown up in a community where I got so much exposure and empowerment from the Jewish community. I'm so grateful. Judaism and the Jewish people are a light unto the world. My hope is that folks understand where those disagreements align and also understand that that does not come at the cost of Jewish safety.
It seems that this Hasan Piker situation, or problem, if you will, is consuming the El-Sayed campaign. Your thoughts?
It sure is, and it should do so from a moral point of view. And I need to disclose, I am working on Mike Rogers' campaign, so viewers should know that. But this whole Hasan Piker issue, one of the most reprehensible, horrible people in politics. And Abdul El-Sayed has yet to disassociate himself from Piker. All he did in the statement he put out yesterday was act macho and say, I'm the only one who speaks for my campaign. Yet he did not denounce Hasan Piker's threats against a Michigan Democrat who happens to be Jewish. Everybody else in Michigan did, except Abdul El-Sayed. Senator, here are the things that Hasan Piker has said, and this is why everybody should run for the hills when it comes to this guy. One, of course, he said America deserves September 11th.
Yep.
He said Hamas is 1,000 times better than the fascist settler colonial apartheid state of Israel. He's pro-Hamas. How can Saeed stand by the side of some...
Guys, it's not even just that, right? I mean, yeah, I mean, that's an important factor, sure, right? But understand, if he is so gun-ho specifically about, I guess, even Hasan Piker himself, like propping up Hamas, knowing specifically that the overall ideology that's basically that floats around, let's say, a Hamas dinner table, all right, is the exact opposite of every single thing that he's trying to basically infect the United States of America with. That's counterproductive in itself here, right? So it just tells me that he is also someone not to absolutely believe here. Now, El-Sayed specifically not saying anything kind of in regards to Hasan Piker, I'm not surprised by that neither, and I think neither should you guys. Again, he's attempting to prop himself up off of the back of Hasan Piker's audience.
He was pro-Hamas. He said, if you care about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you will kill Senator Rick Scott. Who espouses the killing of a United States senator? This is the lunacy. And every Democrat needs to 100% disassociate, denounce, and run away from Hasan Piker the way Republicans ran away from David Duke, a former Klans member, when he ran for governor of Louisiana.
Well, here's Hakeem Jeffries doing that earlier on another network. Listen.
Those comments were dangerous, malicious, and anti-Semitic, and should not be tolerated by anyone in the public square. The notion that people should be targeted because of their religious beliefs or ethnicity or race, whatever the case may be, that's fundamentally inconsistent with who we are in this country.
So, Ari, are Democrats doing enough to disavow this?
No, starting in Michigan, where Abdul El-Sayed is treating Hasan Piker like he's his running mate. He's not denouncing him. And across the country, the Democrats are more interested in having their young base. They think this is a way to appeal to young males, the way Hasan Piker is speaking. So they won't denounce him. Hakeem Jeffries is one of the few who's even just approached the issue. There should not even be a debate about this. When there is somebody this rotten in politics, you got to cut the cord, disassociate, and disavow.
Okay, all right. So guys, understand this here. Like, you look deeply into the base of people who follow Hasan Piker, and you realize almost immediately that these are not the guys you really would want. How about this here? The guys who are like in massive support for Hasan Piker are generally not the guys who other guys would respect as guys. I think you have to be a guy to get that, right? Like, I think you have to be a guy to understand that statement there. But yeah, there are guys, absolutely, but those are not the ones other men would actually respect equally as men. But either way, so when it comes down to like Hasan Piker is a plague, all right? And I do think that personally, he's going to be someone that I think should get closer to a lot more people. I think he's really good for the Democrat Party and basically pushing their nonsense, because I think other people would be able to see those people who he's aligning himself with, right? And be like, hey, I don't know, guys. Why are you hanging out with him? Right? Like, do you think the same way as he does? Kind of about overall geopolitics and things like this here, guys? Bro, I've never sat and listened to Hasan Piker and said, you know what? I like this man. Never. Not one singular time here, bro. All right. But if that's your thing, please, that's your thing here. All right. But of course now, El-Sayed, his biggest issue right now is specifically the communications, let's just say this here, that he is having with Hasan Piker here, the alignment with Hasan Piker, and also trying to one day, I guess, figure out how to maintain access to Hassan Piker's resources, okay, and then still have the same overall internet fame, right? Like that's the reality, right? I mean, I don't really see that really happening. But again, if we're just voting from Dearborn, then he'll win. But listen, you guys have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. But in the meantime, guys, I'll go and catch you guys later. Guys, do you want to watch movies with me? I never actually thought to like promote it over here, guys. But if you guys do want to watch it, guys, we have hundreds of movies, and I mean hundreds of movies that we've reacted to. You guys can come watch them with me if you want to, along with many TV shows. Currently, we're working on the show Dexter, along with Vikings, and we have a lot of series that are already completed. But if you guys do want to watch it with me, the link is in the description. Everything's available at the second tier. But of course, if that's not your thing, guys, don't worry. Right? Listen, like and subscribe.